Kev, thank you very much for inviting me to come along tonight and to be part of this wonderful group you have set up. We did the Dragon Thunder conference. When was that? Was that as far back as June?
It was, yeah.
I think maybe. And this Sunday evening talks have continued as an offering that Kev has set up, which is brilliant for us all, everybody who loves to connect with the dragons. So I am Alphedia Arara. I am here in the west coast of Scotland, and I set up the Dragon Wisdom School, which is an online dragon school, in 2013, after the dragons asked me to create this. So I'm the author of The Messages from Nature's Guardians. I wrote that book in 2007 and founded a company called Elemental Beings, where the purpose was to teach people how to communicate with beings in other dimensions. So I channel and work with not only dragons, but also fairies, elementals, angels, star beings, goddesses, and I'm quite famous for my work with crystal skulls and dragon skulls. So tonight, when Kev asked me to do a talk, I immediately got it was to be on abundance. It's the start of the new year. And for a full year, the dragons have been telling me to come out of hiding. And I was thinking, well, where am I hiding? I'm quite out there with what I talk about. I'm quite out there with my views, with my channelings. What am I hiding? And then they said, you're going to do the talk on how to work with dragons to become a millionaire. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm hiding that. So I am going to talk to you tonight. Well, I'm not really. The dragons are going to talk to you tonight about my journey with wealth and abundance. So from being on state benefits to a millionaire in 5 years, and how I have done this. And I'm going to do it's a massive topic. I've been on a massive journey. As I say, I don't just work with the dragons, but the dragons were key and pivotal in teaching me the secrets of why I was making no money. I had no money in my life, shall we say, and how to just bring in wealth. And all I did was change my vibrational frequency and take action. So that's what I'm going to teach you about tonight, is the key of changing your vibrational frequency, working with the dragons to shift the stuck energies, to highlight for you. Because dragons, the way I work with them, I see them as powerful energies of transformation. So when the dragons started to come to me, I'd already written my first book about all the different nature guardians and their roles. But at that time, dragons were still asleep. They existed, but they were dormant. It was only after 2012, and I founded the Dragon Wisdom School in 2013, that they started to wake up when humanity chose to go through the 21-12-12 gateway and move to the light. There was enough light quotient with all of us light workers. And if you're like me, a walk in and you were parachuted onto the earth. I walked in 2003, 2004, and a lot of you know my journey. And well, that's why I was on disability benefit. I was very ill. And the dragons came in because humanity chose the light, chose the ascension path. And they were like, right, we can start to work with humanity again. We can start to help humans waken up and to remember our power and the roles that we perform, not only in the elemental realm, but there are many vast realms of dragons. So I want to tonight talk about some of the misconceptions, but also talk to you about misconceptions on wealth as well that the dragons have talked to me about. So what I'm planning to do, because I know a lot of you have come on this call and you are regular clients and customers of me, and you'll know some of this information. You might just not have had put it all together in an hour's package like we're doing tonight. But I'm going to do a live channeling. So that'll be new for everybody because I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to do a live channeling from the dragons about what they want to talk to us about. And then I'll do some teaching, which some of you might know some of this basic teaching. I say basic, but it's always going to be, oh yeah, okay, I get it. Or, oh, I remember this now. So it's always new knowledge. And then I'm going to take you on a guided meditation, 10 to 15 minutes, channeled live with instruments. Now, unfortunately, My sound quality is normally very good because I use professional equipment. And the reason we don't use Zoom is it's not so good for sound. We use Vimeo because it's better for sound. I'm also on a mobile phone, and the mobile phones condense the frequencies of the sound, but we'll do the best we can because this is the situation we find ourselves in. And that's another key thing the dragons taught me, was about being adaptable in life and being able to go with the flow, go with any changes, and make the best of any situation. So I'll talk to you about all that as well. So I am audio recording as well. My husband's got all the equipment to tidy up any audio sound issues too. So potentially we could override the audio over the video if the sound quality isn't great on the audio, which we'll listen back to. So if you're watching on repeat, none of this is relevant for you because you might be on really high quality. But do bear with us. Now, the other thing to be aware is I'm in really rural Scotland on the west coast, 3 miles from the stone circles in the most heavily densely populated megalithic area of the United Kingdom. The downside of that is that our Wi-Fi signal, there's been a problem with the mast. Only one mast covers the whole of the glen. If you're in the city, or especially if you're in America, you will understand there's only one mast. You'll have so many different providers, which if one mast goes down or there's an issue, another mast will kick in. So basically, if it cuts out, just re-log back in, okay, and it'll work. Or if it freezes, just stick with it and it'll reboot. That's generally how it happens, but we're good to go just now anyway. Okay, so one of the key things I want to say to you all is get yourself a drink of water. Anytime you're working with the dragons, they are going to be shifting your energy frequencies. But if you're dehydrated, it's really hard for them to shift your vibrational frequencies. So grab yourself a glass of water if you don't have a drink with you just now, okay? I took a bit of a big gulp there, but staying hydrated is really important to this. And after listening to the transmissions, even channelings, you are metabolically changing while you're listening to channeled guidance. So you want to keep hydrated for at least 48 hours after this, if possible. It's up to you. You all have free will and you can drink as much water as you like or as little as you like, but it's just a helpful tip to help you work with the dragons, okay? I am clairaudient, I hear dragons, I am claircognizant, I just get downloads of information, I'm a telepath. My weakest sense is clairvoyance. I do see them, but not as clearly or as colourfully as some people, but I'm powerfully clairsentient. And your clairs are going to be really important when working with dragons as well. So those who do a lot of work with your open up your sixth sense, then you're going to already be ahead of the game a bit for doing this. But if you've not experienced a live channeling before, like what I'm about to do, I recommend that you take your awareness into your heart center space. And it's probably easier to close your eyes as well because it shuts off other external stimulation and to ground yourself. Okay, so you want to be grounded. It's not only the words that the dragons say through me in a channeled transmission, it's the tones and the frequencies that they use in my voice and any telepathic communication with you in any still points. So you're all telepathic, it's just you might not know it. So we all use our 5 main senses, but we're not really taught to use our sixth sense, but we all have a sixth sense. But like everything else, you learn to see because people say to you, oh, that's the blue sea, or that's the blue sky, or that's a parrot. You know, when you're little, you get trained to know what things look like. Some people really train their palates as well. There is people who actually get psychic messages through smell and through taste. But like any sense, like our sense of taste, we learn, oh, that's mango, or that is what chocolate tastes like. It's like your sixth sense. You have to learn about it. You have to know about it. And so in a lot of my beginner courses, I'm teaching people how to open up their sixth sense. But just the key thing is, especially if you're new, just be willing to receive. That's all you're being asked to do, is to be willing to receive and just go with it. Okay, so I am going to start by inviting the dragons to join us this evening. So we're going to call upon the presence of the beautiful dragon realm to come in and to connect with us each individually now. You may wish to invite your guardian dragon. We'll all have a guardian dragon if you're on this call. It's like one of your personal dragons, but you could have many dragons. It's not just one dragon. So you want to invite your personal dragons to join you as well. And I'm going to now invite protection for us all, because dragons are highly protective beings. They're great for psychic protection. So I'm going to ask the dragons to protect us, put protective light around us, and to raise our energy frequencies today so that we can understand, we can hear, we can know, we can feel their presence and their teachings. And we ask for any lower energies, blockages to be lifted from us now. And now I'm going to allow the dragons to speak through me on this topic of how to become a millionaire with the help of the dragon. Greetings, greetings, greetings. I am, shall we say, an abundance dragon. We do not differentiate ourselves in the language that you use on Earth. But I am an emissary from the dragon realm engaged in connecting with humanity to aid you and assist you in understanding wealth frequency and abundance frequency to create a prosperous, happy, loving, and fulfilling incarnation for your soul on Earth at this time. We dragons are masters of alchemical change, masters of transformation, masters of healing. We are offering to assist you on your vibrational experience on Earth. For although you may feel very solid, know that you are compiled of a compilation of atoms that are vibrating at different density, speeds, and rates. Your overall vibrational frequency is determined by many factors. This can be karmic, ancestral, as well as spiritual. Now, as you incarnate into human bodies, you come through veils of density, veils that stop you fully remembering who you are and your connection as a divine light being. This leads you on a path to return to the light within. Now, before you incarnate, you set experiences you wish to have, to learn and grow as a soul. But you also choose the birth family to incarnate into, you choose the location to incarnate into, and the societal system to incarnate into. This may be a caste system in some areas of the world. This may be a genetic gene pool. This may be a racial preference. And this may be also mission-led for your monadic group, for your soul group too. This is a multifactorial choice on your part. But then you come on to Earth and you experience what's known as free will. You have the free will to forget all this, or you have the free will to choose otherwise. You have the free will to experience lack, abundance, happiness, joy, fear, light. You have choice. Yet many of you forget you have choice. And today we will be supporting you in your wealth choices. We will be supporting you through our teachings, through the channel we are using today, for the knowledge that was taught to her. She has had a remarkable journey. And you can all have a remarkable journey too. It is just about illumination, becoming aware of your limitations, becoming aware of your ego, becoming aware of ego mastery, and your manifestation powers. You may call them your inner drivers. And once you can identify the inner drivers that are blocking you, you can allow us to come in to transmute, transform, and change them. No, we will offer you blessings through this transmission today. We will offer you a divine healing, and we will offer you our wisdom and our light. Namaste. Adana. Okay, everybody. So just allowing yourself to reopen your eyes and allowing yourself to come back into body. Maybe you want to wiggle your fingers and toes, pat yourself down a bit, and we will now start to move on to some of the topics I've tried to break down. Now, we are on Zoom, which means there will be a chat box, so you'll be able to engage on with me maybe towards the end. How are we doing for time? Already we're half an hour through, so that was quite a long channeling. I'm going to try and rattle through everything. We may not get the time for question and answers, but I am totally available on social media. My profile is Alphedia Arara KENCHINGTON. You'll get me on Messenger that way. I have the Dragon Wisdom School Facebook group and page on Facebook too. And I am Alphedia_channel on Instagram, as well as I have the Dragon Wisdom School website and email that you'll be able to get me on too. So you can always email through questions as well. So let's just talk quickly about my journey. Lots of you know it, so I won't go into too much detail, but I'm going to talk to you about 3 key things. Being aware of your limiting thoughts was one of the first things the dragons talked to me about. Clearing your chakras daily to raise your vibrational frequency. I'm assuming you all know what your chakras are, the 7 spinning vortexes in your body that each correlates to different areas and issues. Wealth is root chakra and sacral chakra. So they are the key 2 chakras that we'll be sort of focusing on, or you're focusing on, but they are all important. So if you've got those 2 shining, the rest of them are all choked up, you're going to be out of balance as well, and other issues will come up. So we're going to talk about raising your wealth frequency and setting opportunities so that you can receive money. Okay, because a lot of people don't do this. You don't actually set up opportunities for the universe to just give you money, because the universe can just do that. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about asking the dragons for help, because again, a lot of people don't ask their guides for help, don't say, could you help me? And we're also going to talk about making this a focus in your life. Okay, if you don't make it something a focus in your life, your energy, your attention doesn't actually go there. We know that energy flows where your mind flows and your focus, and that is why mind discipline is so important. Being aware of your repetitive thoughts, being aware of your power of your words as well. The number of people that speak to me and they can't even see that in a sentence they have said 10 blocking statements. Okay, so being aware of your language, how you're talking to the universe, and being aware of what you are projecting out. The other key point I want to make is be around wealth. Okay, experience the vibration of wealth. Okay, we don't all have access to wealthy people, but we can watch YouTube, we can buy magazines, we can watch TV shows, we can go to hotels, we can go where wealth is, and we can experience that because it's a vibrational state of being. So I went from being on benefits for 15 years. I was at school a high flyer. I was a straight A student. I was an athlete, a national level athlete. I went to university. At the age of 19, I was employed by the Shadow First Minister of Scotland. So I was working in Parliament. I was on a career path. I was really not focused on money because I just thought, well, I'll get a good job and that'll be my life. And then what happened was I had a walk-in soul swap. I got the flu vaccine. Unfortunately, I took a really bad reaction to it. And I was left bedridden, unable to move for over a year from the neck down. Doctors put me on palliative care at the age of 24 because they had no clue how to cure me. I had 3 years in the dark, unable to tolerate any artificial light. And I had to learn to walk, to read, to write. My muscles had completely atrophied. I couldn't, even when I could walk, I couldn't climb stairs because I didn't have enough strong core muscles. I lost everything. I lost my career, I lost my fiance, I lost my house, I lost my job, and I was literally sat in the dark night of the soul. And I started to be visited by angels. I'm a scientist. I studied science at university. I'm an environmental scientist. I wasn't interested in any energy stuff at all, but I was always interested in fairies and I always loved crystals. But I didn't know anybody that was spiritual, that was working with energy medicine. I'm 44 now. This is 20 years. This is 20-year anniversary. So when I was actually hospitalized next week, and the neurologist said, we have no clue what is wrong with you. We've no clue how to heal you. Basically, your life is over at 24. At best, you'll be in a wheelchair the rest of your life if we get you moving a little bit, but you may not regain cognitive function. So I couldn't read. I literally couldn't read. I couldn't watch TV. I couldn't do anything. I was literally sat in the dark. But I started to hear angels. I had a near-death experience. They came out of my body. I was looking down on myself and I heard a booming male voice say to me, you now have the choice whether to live or to die. I obviously chose to live. I'm sat here with you today. But that was when I'd had my soul swap, but I wasn't meant to be in ill. I wasn't meant to have had that vaccine. That was not part of the plan or the path. So I've been on this journey. I had to, obviously, I couldn't work, couldn't move. So I was put on, in the UK, we have a system called the benefit system. I was put on incapacity benefit and then disability living allowance. And through the guidance of the angels and the elementals at that point, I hadn't met dragons at this point, they came in and told me, you're going to get better. You're not going to go back to work in Parliament. You're going to write a book communicating our messages, and you're going to set up a business. And this business is going to teach other people how to communicate with beings that they can't see. They are not in the physical realm, but there are many spiritual beings, and you're going to help people in their lives. And that's all I was told at that point. 2012 came. I was running, I had set the business up in 2007. 2012 came and I had a baby. Unexpectedly had a baby. And I needed to make some money. I was living on benefits. The business was making no money. It was making a loss. It actually owed me £8,000 in 2012 when I went back to work after maternity leave. And I said to the universe, I have to make money to provide for my baby. What am I going to do? And I was told, well, you need to be authentic to who you are. You're no longer Fiona Murray, you are Alphedia. So you need to change your name. Even though you've built a whole business up known as Fiona Murray, and my first book's published as that, you need to be Alphedia. So I changed my name legally, changed my name through all the business. I started getting speakers to introduce me as Alphedia, and I moved into being my authentic self. I started having interactions with dragons. They started visiting me. My first one I met was in Merlindale, and it was winter solstice of 2008. I had to climb up a hill, and this was the start of them starting to come in and connect. But when they asked me to set up the Dragon Wisdom School, I was like, how are we going to do this? They said, it'll be an online school. You're going to teach people to work with dragons. So I advertised the first dragon workshop in Merlindale, which is in the Scottish borders. It's about 45 minutes south of Edinburgh. So it's not an easy place to get to. People flew in from around the world to come on this first course. And that's what started everything. And then, obviously, that is 2012, 2013. And I'm still counted as disabled. I still have a lot of physical issues. I'm still not actually very well. But the business is starting to grow, and the dragons then said to me, you know, you're going to make up this school and we're going to start teaching you. And they started teaching me about my thought forms and how our thought forms create our reality. So they first started teaching me how to get well through clearing all the belief patterns that were holding the issues in me. So if you've done any theta healing or you've read the book Intuitive Anatomy, it's a great book to look at the beliefs associated with any illnesses. I did train in theta healing as well, and I started clearing my health issues. And in 2018, I decided not to renew my disability living allowance. And I decided to take myself off of my support worker as well. And they kept saying, no, you need this, you're entitled to this. The dragon said, it isn't the right frequency for you to be part of the benefit system. You've set the intention that you want to pay back all the money and taxes that you've been given through the benefit system. And the only way you're going to do it is by coming off it and starting to make enough money to pay it all back to your taxes. So we're going to help you. And they started to teach me about my thoughts, and they started to teach me about my frequency, my wealth frequency. And they started to teach me about subconscious beliefs that we have about wealth, the judgments we make of wealthy people, the judgments we make about wealth. I mean, who has heard the phrase, money is the root of all evil? If you're kinesiology test, see if you have that belief. If you have that belief, you want to clear it. So the dragons were like, well, we're going to come in, we're going to uncreate, delete, transform, transmute this belief. And all you have to do is hold the vibration of the belief, because every belief. So let's just do money is the root of all evil. I'm going to check. No, I don't have that. But I'm hearing a lot of you actually have subconsciously a belief that money is not a good thing. Money is just energy. That's all it is. Money is just energy. It's an energy exchange. But we have attached a lot of the time negative connotations towards money or judgments of ourselves for saying we want it. Now, a lot of this has been conditioned into us in past lives, which is what the dragons were talking about. We might have done vows because we were nuns, especially for spiritual people. We might have been monks, priests, gone into spiritual orders. We have to rescind all worldly goods, and not having possessions and all that isn't a good thing. But the dragons laugh at that. They say, well, why isn't it a good thing? If you want a comfy chair to sit on, why is it not beneficial for you to have a comfortable chair to sit on? Humanity now has the skills to make a comfortable chair. You know, why wouldn't you choose to be in comfort? Why would you do penance? That is the old paradigm. You know, we are not here to suffer. Okay. So maybe you know a belief pattern you have about money. Maybe one will just pop into your head at this point. Okay, like I could never be wealthy. Or to be a millionaire, you have to be horrible to other people, or you'll have to have done something that isn't very good, or whatever your... Well, the dragons taught me it, like your wealth story is. We go through these life with all these stories running through our head that maybe our parents have given us, maybe society has given us, maybe we've just taken on from experiences in past lives or in this life. But you have your wealth story. Okay. So whatever the wealth story that was given to you as a child, money doesn't grow on trees was a classic one, you know. Money doesn't grow on trees. Well, why not? Money could grow on trees if you wanted it to. If humans wanted it to, it could do, because all is possible. Once you have this realization that actually all is possible in life, it becomes possible. So let's just take a belief. Please identify your belief. You don't have to tell us, you just identify it. Right. Now, it's a frequency. Now, if you're not used to tuning in through your clairsentience to the frequency, it might be a bit harder for you. So why don't you make that belief a color? We all pretty much know what colors are. So you could just ask, what's the color of this belief? Blue, green, red, whatever your color is. Okay, and you can just visualize the color. If you can't feel the vibration because you haven't developed your sixth sense enough, that's okay. You know, the more you work on your sixth sense, the more you'll start to feel things. And now we're just going to ask the dragons to come in. We're going to say, ask them to dissolve this belief, to uncreate it, delete it, transmute, transform it out of your matrix now. in all realms and dimensions, time and space. Okay. And you have to be willing to let it go. Now, when I do one-to-ones, when I do in-depth things, we'll check the percentage of how much you let that go. But the dragons are saying you've all on this call let go of a part of a belief that was holding you back. So well done, you know. So that is one technique that I use. And I would spend about 2 hours a day writing out my beliefs. And they would come to me. I would ask the dragons to show me my beliefs. What is holding me back? The other thing I wanted to let you know, which was key for me, because I know I'm really running out of time, especially if I'm going to take you on a meditation, is that I set up a vision board. I set up just a A4 piece of paper and I put somewhere visual of what I was manifesting. So I clearly put the reason I didn't say I wanted to be a millionaire. I said I wanted to own a healing centre. I wanted to have land round about it. I wanted to be in nature. I wanted to have no neighbours so that playing the gongs at this time of night and the drums wasn't going to affect them, wasn't going to disturb anybody else. And these houses come at a premium, okay? You can't do the job I do living in an inner city flat. It's not going to work. And let's be honest, inner city flats are expensive too. So already I knew I needed $500,000 to buy a house. I didn't want a mortgage either. I wanted to be debt free. I wanted to just be able to manifest the money so I could have this situation. Now, so there was a reason for me wanting this money. And, so there was a purpose to it. So I was manifesting that as well. But then I started to say, they said, no, give us figures. Do you want to be a millionaire? And I thought, well, why not? Why shouldn't I be a millionaire? Other people can be millionaires, so why not? So I wrote $1 million at the top of my board. And, last year I didn't make much money. We moved house. We still kept doing the courses, but it wasn't a focus. I wasn't putting my energy into manifesting money last year. And, I could energetically feel there was a blockage there. And I said to dragons, what's the issue? And they laughed at me and they said, well, you've already hit your target. And I was like, no, I've not. I am not a millionaire. And they said, you're going to add up your assets. You're going to add up everything. Because a lot of people have a lot more money than they actually realize. And when you don't honor your wealth frequency, then it becomes a block. So I totaled everything up and I was like, oh, wow, okay. So I said, you need to set the bar higher because it's like an energy space. So if you see it as like a circle like that, and that's all you can contain of your wealth, or yours might be down there if you're not got much money, you want to make it a bit bigger. And now you need to make it even bigger because you can't grow. It's all about growing, The universe is abundant. It is. You can just ask for abundance. But you have to clear all these other stories that are running through your matrix that are blocking wealth coming to you. So I say, make friends with your guardian dragons, call them in daily, ask them to help you, create your vision board, your statement, have it in every single room, what you're bringing it in. Get your bank statement, add an extra 7 zeros on or whatever. So feel the frequency of you have that. Walk around saying, yeah, I'm a millionaire. I haven't done that yet. I've not actually made $1 million on my own. I'm a joint millionaire with my husband. And bear in mind as well, the government in the UK takes 40% of your money, which is actually 60% because they own a company and they take 20% of that and then 40% of the rest. So the government has actually taken 60% of that cash. A lot of people don't like paying tax. They feel angry that the government has taken this money. Well, I wanted the government to because I wanted to pay back all the money I'd taken from the government when it wasn't well. I didn't want it. I wanted to be in an equal balance with the system. I didn't want to be in the taker position. I wanted to be in equality. So that was also part of the big mission for me was I'm giving back. So yeah, revel in paying your taxes because that means you have generated the wealth to do that and create the whole balanced system. So the amount of money I pay in taxes now helps other people who might be like me, never thought they'd end up in the benefit system, but took very ill through no real fault of their own. But even if you find yourself in a position where you are on the benefit system, let go of judgments for that. Because as soon as you start judging yourself, that is a service that is available for us. The system works and it's all about receiving and giving. And they taught me a lot about that too. If you've blocks to receiving, then that's an issue with the divine masculine energies. If you have blocks to nurturing yourself by allowing yourself to go to a nice spa, sit on a comfy chair, whatever your manifestation of the reason for you wanting wealth is, you're nurturing yourself. That's your divine feminine. So if you struggle to nurture yourself, then you have issues with your feminine. So I did all the divine feminine clearing, the divine masculine clearing. I've worked with the past life dragons, clearing up my past life issues, the karmic. Call them in for everything. There's nothing too great or too small that they won't help you with. I see so many people say to me, oh, well, I don't have a dragon that helps with that. That's untrue. That's just a belief pattern that you have running in your matrix. You haven't asked for the help. They will come. Okay. So it's all about asking. It's all about surrounding yourself, knowing what wealth frequency is. If you've never experienced the vibration, how are you going to attract it to? Because that's what you're drawing in.
And next
is vibrations.
So we go to 16 in the next. Hello.
Do you mind switching your sound off, whoever it is, Cecil? Thank you. And the other thing is setting up opportunities for yourself to receive. Okay, so I set up a business. I could have gone back into politics and I would have been on a flat salary. And maybe you are on a salary job, but set up a business or buy a lottery ticket. I'm not advertising gambling, but you know, got to be in it to win it. Take out premium bonds. There's a millionaire every month. And that's a UK government draw. You don't lose your money. You just invest with the government. There's no charge for doing it. And you can win money each month. You have to create opportunities for the universe to give to you. So it makes no difference to me whether I speak to one person or to 100, except financially in an energy exchange, and be okay with energy exchange. So many people I know are not happy with energy exchange. Every course I do, the dragons tell me what the energy exchange is, and I've always honoured it. Every crystal I sell tells me what its energy exchange is, and I honour it. Some of my crystals I sell at a loss because the guardian, they know, can't manifest that enough money for the real energy exchange. And I'm okay with that because I know I'll make profit on something else and it'll all balance out. It's all about seeing the life in sort of balanced harmony and being able to flow with the path and creating this universal flow of energy. And that's what the dragons come in and do. They transmute, they change, and they ask people, you know, to question themselves. Don't call a dragon in if you don't want all your blocks and your issues showing up to you, but they'll always help you to work through it. Ask other people to help. I'm always reading other people's books, going on courses, working with healers, you know, even though a lot of people queue and wait a long time to work with me. So I don't think I'm going to have much more time to talk about anything else, because I do want to take you on a little meditation. I know we were about 5 minutes late on, so I'm sorry about that, Kev, with technical issues at the start, but I'm here to inspire you. All my dragon courses are half price this month on the Dragon Wisdom School, including all my abundance courses. They're not just with dragons, that are with goddesses, Ganesh, angels. So everything is half price this month in my 700 courses and meditations workshops I've channeled. The code is New Year's Sale. You can get it on my Dragon Wisdom School site. You can get it on my Elemental Being site. Some of the courses are just £10, and you can learn much more in-depth techniques. And if there's an interest, people can let me know. I will do a series to help you on your journey, to help you identify your blocks on a more in-depth level and to really work deeply with dragons. If that's what people want to do, you just have to email me and tell me if you'd be interested in a series of courses, because we only have an hour and it's a vast subject. It's been pushing a lot of your buttons, the dragons are saying me, which is what they want. You want to have your buttons pushed, because that's how you transform. That's how you change in life. And the key is positivity. Turn every negative into a positive. Everybody can be wealthy. The world can be a wealthy place. There doesn't have to be this rich poor divide. It's all about the balance of the energies. And governments talk a lot about this, but you know, the way that they're trying to navigate this isn't there yet. But as we move further into the higher consciousnesses, the fifth dimension, the seventh dimension, then it all just becomes energy. And it actually is all just energy, and you're wanting to shift the blocks in your energy and being positive in every area and belief and putting it out there to the universe what your wishes are, then and being positive in your interactions with others makes a massive difference as well. Okay, so I'm going to take you on a quick meditation now, and because I promised you that, and yeah, it'd be amazing, wouldn't it? That's why I visualize a world where everyone is wealthy, because we're all in the flow. Okay, so let's go on a quick meditation. It's not going to be very long. It's just going to be 5 minutes now, but I want to take you into the wealth grid so you can start to feel the wealth matrix. Even 5 minutes with the dragons in wealth matrix is incredibly powerful for you. I don't have the opportunity to talk about the dragon skulls, but if you're a dragon skull guardian, get a dragon skull. Rose quartz is great if you have a rose quartz dragon. I don't think I've got any left on my shop either. I think I've sold out them, but rose quartz is great because it brings the love vibration in. The secret, you want to become a millionaire, you got to love money. I love making money because by making money, I'm doing my job. I'm being paid for my energy exchange, but I'm helping people because my job is helping people and teaching people and healing people. And I love doing that. So the power of love is so powerful. And I love what I do. I love everything about it. And I love life. A lot of people that have been seriously ill don't love life. They're bitter. They're upset at what happened to them. They can't let it go. They can't let go of their story. But that was just something that happened for me to get me on the path I'm on now. So I honor it. I thank it. Okay. So let's get into meditation. Has been a lot of high energy. The dragons have really been bringing through a lot of energy. I'm sorry, Kev. I'm going to run over slightly. I'm sorry to the next speaker. I promise you it'll be 5 minutes. I was seeing Kev, now I can't. I see Cecil all the time now, so I'm not quite sure what happened to Kev because I could sort of get feedback.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fine.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Brilliant. Okay, let's do this, guys. High frequency. Woo, thank you, Beth. Okay, right. Let's take a moment to ground yourself. We're going to start off with a heart chakra singing bowl. Calling upon the abundance wealth dragons to come forward and connect with us now. We welcome you into our energy field. We ask for your support and guidance to enable us to become more wealthy, to bring in financial abundance, and to disconnect us from the lack consciousness, from fear of poverty, surrounding yourself now in a beautiful, abundant green light. We welcome in an abundance dragon that wishes to connect and work with us to enable us on our journeys going forward. Start to feel, see, notice this dragon's presence around you. Sending your two beautiful grounding roots of light deep, 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 deep down, 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 down into the center of Mother Earth. Here you spread your roots out like the roots of an ancient oak tree, bringing up, harvesting all Mother Earth's love for us, reminding us that we are loving beings of light. We are worthy. We are deserving of being loved, of loving ourselves. We are deserving of wealth. We are deserving of being financially secure. And we are able and willing to manifest all our financial requirements. We're able to share our gifts, our unique talents, to offer them to others, to help them in their lives too. And we know that the universe wishes us to abundantly receive. Puriya Maria Puriya Kariya Kurue Ua Padiake Tua Katate Kia Podiye The dragon light language activates ancient dormant memories within your matrix. You ask the dragons now to show you blocks in your wealth frequency at this time. It's maybe a person, it may be an incident, it may be a far distant memory, it may be a feeling that is coming up. And the dragons ask you now if you would like them to vibrationally help you change this, to dissolve this block. But first they ask, are you willing to let this go? Is your ego ready to detach from this frequency? Now the dragons use their dragon breath to engulf this frequency, to dissolve away vibration. So you can bring in the abundance now. Your dragon that you've just met asked you for something you'd like to manifest in your life at this point, or an amount of money you would like to manifest. You tell them now. Feel how your energy matrix changes as you ask for this, how you expand, how you vibrationally grow to create more space to receive this frequency or this item. Hudia Kiyama, Hudia Kiyama, Hudia Kiyama. Now, you feel the dragons give you a gift. See this gift in your mind's eye and be willing to receive this vibrational gift. Ask them what they are giving you as a wealth gift. We ask the dragons to now, once we've received our gift, to surround us in powerful abundance dragon energy, to alter our frequency and our energy field. You may see this as a beautiful coloured light that will be unique to you. What frequency, what ray of light have you received? As it's now time for you to return back to your human realm, to your earthly body. For you to start to wiggle your fingers and toes, taking with you all the gifts the dragons have given you this evening. Holding gratitude in your hearts, just allowing yourself to come back round into your sacred space. Thank you, dragons. Gratitude is always such a wonderful key in this process, to feel grateful for everything, even the moments that are not bad. I am so grateful for my body for going through what it went through. I'm so grateful to all the healers that came in to help me. I'm so grateful to the doctors who told me that they couldn't help me, because that meant I gave up on the conventional path and I had to look to alternatives, and it catapulted me onto this energy path. So I want to thank you all for joining me. I want to apologise to Kev that I ran 5 minutes over. Normally I'm really good on time. We had some technical issues. The last thing I want to say, what was it that came forward that I want to say is set deadlines. So in 2018, we were trying to get a mortgage for a house to turn into a healing centre, and we had blocks after blocks after blocks. And I was catapulted into this rental healing centre, and with such a bad time with trying to get a mortgage, I said to them, within 5 years, I want my own detached house. I want £500,000 in the bank, and I am going to manifest this. And I told them it. They gave me the vision of the house. I couldn't find it for 5 years until I was ready to receive it and it was ready to go up for sale and to come to us. So, you know, I never gave up on it. I held the vision, and I just kept dreaming and manifesting and focusing and diligently clearing, being aware of my thoughts, being aware of how I was presenting to the universe, how I was communicating, not talking negatively, being aware of where I was limiting myself. So I hope this has inspired you. I hope you feel encouraged to move on. I know it's a tiny part of the journey. The courses I have will help you a lot more, so do feel free to sign up. I'm sorry we didn't get to do questions, but as I say, you can email them to me, you can Facebook me, you can use Kev's Dragon Thunder group to ask questions. He's got a really active Facebook group there. If you're a member there and you're not a member in my Dragon Wisdom School group, that's okay. Just tag me, because otherwise I won't see them. So I hope that's inspired you. Hi Zara, thank you so much. And hi Barbara, I don't think I know you, so that's great. Jane, I'm not sure I know you either. So check out my website, there's so much free information there. And thank you for Kev for hosting this wonderful thing and being a pin for us all to come round. Someone needed to hold it, and I am just so grateful. And please do give me some feedback. We just covered a tiny portion of everything. An hour is really not long, but I hope this has all helped you moving forward. And I will check all the comments after as well on Zoom when I get back onto the main screen, and watch the other speakers who are coming on after as well. I'll hand it back to Kev now.
Thank you. That was beautiful and amazing, and all those wonderful adjectives. It really was, and I definitely felt that I cleared one of the blocks. I think somebody put in the comments about in the Bible it says it's harder for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven, and that's one that I've always had. Sort of
a belief. It's just a belief, because it's a judgment. We're moving out of third dimensional judgments, and remember the Bible was written in a very judgmental time, into the fifth dimension where there is no judgment. Energies just are. So as soon as you start judging people, already you are lowering your frequency and you're blocking yourself, because you're making a judgment really of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And I felt that one just go.
That one just go. And it's so simple once you know it. Sometimes with a big dragon skull, I just wasn't sure, because I hand it over to dragons. I had Fundus there, because sometimes I do transmissions with him where we don't know what's going to come through. Everybody's just on the call, and the dragon fires out the belief patterns. And so you, in a group, you're getting everybody's beliefs that you maybe didn't know you even had. And he just clears them. And that they're great sessions. So they are in some of the recorded workshops. You can work with Fundus that way, and he just pings through the key. There's key beliefs that a lot of us have, and once I shifted them, then my company started making some money. And I was like, oh great, this is what it's like after 15 years of having nothing, to be able to go to a shop and buy an item of clothing, or whatever I was wanting to buy. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you for sharing it. It was beautiful. It's very inspiring, and I'm sure there'll be many comments for you to read. So thank you very much. Yeah, and please do hang on and answer any questions you want in the comments. That'd be great. And everyone, remember, have a drink.
Yes, thank you. I didn't say, here it is. Have your glass of water. Let all that transformation happen. So many people are fixed to their beliefs without realizing they're fixed to their beliefs. It was one of the most liberating things for me when I work with people is, somebody said to me, oh, but I don't need £1 million. And I said, why not? I don't want to be a millionaire. And I said, why not? And they were like, oh, I don't know why. I was like, so you've just blocked yourself and you don't even know why. When I told them I was going to do this talk, and they're like, but I don't want to be a millionaire, but why not? And they were like, oh, I don't know why I don't. So how many of you are going through life not knowing why you're blocking things?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, sit down with a piece of paper and just sort of think about all the blockages as you.
That's what I do. I have books full of all the beliefs, and I need to find them, because a lot of you'll have the core beliefs as well. So I will. I'll take this forward. You've really inspired me by asking me to do a talk tonight. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming on. It's beautiful to have you on.
Yeah, I'll have to log off to log back on, because I'm on my phone. I'll go onto a desktop so I can read the comments. But thank you to everybody that's come along. DragonWisdomSchool.org is the website. or elnotbeings.co.uk. You'll get me through all that and on the social media. So brilliant. Thank you, Kev.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Cool. Wasn't she amazing, everyone? I mean, if there's that wonderful reaction thing, you can put a little heart. So if you all want to do that, it's on the bottom. It says reactions, and you can send love. I'm sure many of you already know her, and those of you who've just met Alphedia, I'm sure you've now fallen in love with her. And her, Alphedia, your Scottish accent, it really comes out strong when you're channeling the dragon. It's beautiful.
And my Scottish accent is actually quite mild because I'm from Perthshire, which is the middle of Scotland.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It comes out and it's beautiful. I love the Scottish accent. My ancestry, like we all like to say, well, our ancestry, but my grandparents on my father's side were all Scottish. So I think that makes me quarter Scottish or something. I don't
Quarter
know.
Scottish. That sounds brilliant.
It's where the beard comes from.
We kind of seeded throughout the world in general, anyway, I think.
It's true. Beautiful. Well, thank you very much.